Hey, and welcome to Minions and Misfits, the family-friendly actual play off-kilter tabletop RPG podcast where, instead of playing as archetypal heroes, we assume the roles of common grunts and monsters. My name is Sam, and I'm going to be your narrator this evening because we are playing Babes in the Woods 2nd Edition by Adam Voss. This is actually our grand finale, so welcome back and happy 2024. Sorry, it's been a hot second.
Some of us left the country repeatedly. It's okay.
It's been a big end of the year for
all of us, really.
Yeah. Holiday season.
Yeah, it's
Makes it
true.
hard to schedule anything ever at all.
I didn't catch COVID this year, so I didn't just randomly have a bunch of free time right around Christmas. I had to actually be busy the whole time.
Rip.
So our apologies for the lack of a Life Day podcast. We intend to have a yearly Christmas special, and
Life
we
Day
failed
special.
it on year 2.
We did good, guys. It was a good run.
Yeah,
Streak broken.
absolutely. But anyway, I'm here. Again, my name is Sam, and I am here with my friends Rebecca,
Hi.
Cam,
Yo.
and Dylan.
Oh, you stole my yo, dang it.
Gotcha.
And we've been playing Babes in the Wood for a few months now, and it's a really fun little RPG if you've not played any. And as you're going to discover when we begin in just a minute, we have not been playing entirely correctly because of my fault. I've gotten some of the rules wrong, but
It's the first time playing a game. You always get stuff wrong. That's just
Anyone
how
ever played
TTRPGs be.
tabletop? Yeah.
let this be an encouragement to you, dear listener, because I got some of the rules wrong, but we still had fun, right, gang?
Yeah, and let this
Oh
be
my
an
gosh,
encouragement
so
to you,
much
Adam Voss,
fun.
that even when we play your game wrong, it's still good.
Yeah. But if you want to get the game, I'm sure it's available on DriveThruRPG and other places where tabletop RPGs are sold. That being said,
Pester
I'm sure
your tabletop game store locally. Make them get
Yeah.
it.
Well, with all that being said, I hope you enjoy our finale, and let's dive into the Maywood. When last we left off, Puddles and Jake in the Box were being cornered by two very disgruntled adult scout leaders, Karen, and I don't remember the name of the other one, but we can say Karen too.
Yeah, we'll say Karen, too.
Karen's her middle name. It works.
Yeah, Karen Carolson.
Her last name is Tu, spelled T-U.
Please. And
Karen 1 and Karen 2.
One and two.
And so what did they sound like as they were approaching these small, innocent main characters? I don't know.
Well, to me, they sounded like devils.
Protagonists.
Yeah.
Well, what do they sound like, Rebecca? Because Rebecca was my scene partner in this.
I
It was like
didn't re-listen
40-year-old
to the last
smokers.
episode. Let's see.
One of them was a smoker, that's for sure.
You were talking like
Did
this.
I talk like this? Was I the
Yeah,
one
that's
doing this
about right.
voice?
Yep.
Yeah.
Muffin. All right, we gotta corner these freaky little critters. Ah!
We are going to murder these little guys.
Murder?
Or we're gonna just throw them in the trash.
Got the trash.
That's a
That
better
sounds
term
a little
than I
harsh,
had.
don't you think?
Oh gosh, it talks.
And as they bear in with like brooms and like spatulas raised, you're kind of like sidled up against the door, and you fall back as the door opens up. And as you stare upwards, you see the kind of nervous, sweaty face of Karina as she opens the door and just says, "Run, run, run!"
I jump on Puddles' back, and I'm like, "Hi-ho, Silver!"
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the fastest of
Yeah, mule.
steeds, a turtle.
Karen goes to swing with her broom, but just does the like a hockey stick, just whack, and off they fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just fly off into the woods.
I really like that. And you skid off cartoonishly into the forest once again, into the wood. Sorry, Maywood.
Into the woods.
No, don't start that.
And
How-
right
how have we
before
not
the
done that before now.
Oh wow, dang. You know what? We've survived a long season without a Sondheim reference.
Remarkable.
But as you two scoot off, you hear two adults yelling at Karina in the distance. But what you don't see is what happens next. And you just see these, the camera pans over to Karina. And there's two adults like kind of yelling at her, and the noise kind of goes from stupidly loud to just all silence.
They killed
As
Karina.
Oh no,
Dark.
I'm sorry, I thought that was implied.
Not that kind of summer camp. We're not doing the horror kind of summer.
No.
Yeah, this isn't Camp Crystal Lake. This is
Camp
something
Summer
else.
Camp. No. Oh my gosh. Dear
You've
goodness.
distracted our narrator.
No.
We've scarred our narrator.
Oh no.
No, Karen, we're not gonna kill her. No, another turnip
Puts down
scout
broom.
stands up next to Karina, the little girl who'd kind of befriended her in the previous episode. And what does she say, Rebecca?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yelling at a little girl is very emotionally immature of you. You're supposed to be taking care of us, but you can't even take care of yourself. Think about that.
Channeling Jocelyn from Bob's Burgers here.
And the adults are kind of at a loss. And another little girl pipes up and says, what, Dylan?
Well, I mean, it's been too long since we've actually had any sort of, real actual connections here. I think it's about time we gang up and take them down.
And what does a third person say to that, Cam?
Yeah, they're starting to sound like those mean old Bean Scouts too.
Yeah, let's follow the snipe hunter. Snipe hunter. Snipe hunter.
Hunter.
Snipe
Hunter.
hunter.
Hunt the snipe.
Snipe.
And
Snipe hunt. Sorry.
and the camera pans away from a very heroic looking Karina and a very scared looking adults.
As they get
I don't
to the
think
end of the
there's
Cowering.
To be clear, I don't think it was like a what's it called? Island of the Fleas, or what is it?
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Yeah,
Island of the Fleas.
It's not Lord of the Fleas, a Lord of the Flies situation. It's like a the adults have become too scared and the kids are able to have a fun week
Are we
at
sure
camp.
it's not? I think this was an Island of the Fleas situation specifically.
I've
Which
never
is
read that
where,
book, but I really
um,
want
the
to.
when
new
a bunch
spin-off
of little
coming-
girls are left alone, they just create an idealistic society.
Yeah.
Instead of falling apart.
Coming this September, Island of the Fleas.
It's a new spin-off starring Karina on HBO Max.
Island of the Fleas. That is what we are.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Please move on.
So ends the tale of Karina, Snipe Hunter, Lord of the Turnip Sprouts. And with that, our heroes set off into the woods. Now, you two are kind of skedaddled in via hockey stick, or however we want to describe that. But let's pan over to our good friend Muffin, who is still running in desperation towards a place she doesn't fully know. A place where the fiend directed her to go. And so we're going to begin with a wood move from our dear Muffin.
Family-friendly podcast. Family-friendly podcast.
Family-friendly.
So remember, you are rolling your d6s and then adding your hope and subtracting your fear.
Just like
Oh,
real
boy.
life.
Can you really quantify something like
Just
that?
like real life. Right before recording, I dropped my other pair of dice, or set of dice. So I'm just gonna roll this one metal d6 twice. I have 2 hope,
That's a lot of hope.
and I have 4 fear.
So -2 overall.
Dice -2.
All right, here's d6 roll first time. That's a 4.
That's
Plus
holy right there.
3. So
a-
that's 7
a 5.
minus 2. Math in real time. 5.
On a -6, you are separated from your group and confronted by the fiend.
Not the grim. Wait.
And so, Rebecca, if you have your PDF open, I'd recommend you turning to page 31, which actually has a set of moves. Is it not 31? I thought it was 31.
I'm checking. Hang on. It's on.
I'm
yeah,
scrolling.
Well, the fiend moves are 31.
Yeah.
Mine is epilogues.
Oh, 29. 29 officially on the thing.
29.
Sorry.
Page number is.
The
Here we go.
PDF is 31.
Oh gosh, fiend moves.
Fiend moves. And so, what form does the fiend take? It's not him per se, it's one of his messengers. And what does it look like? Let's say, Rebecca, you've had a lot of improvising, so I'm going to hand it over to Dylan. Dylan, what does it look like?
It looks. And it's one of its messengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiend is bug themed.
Yeah. This is. Ooh, I've got it. A raven flies down with a centipede in its beak. And the centipede crawls out of the beak and gently slithers up your arm. What does it say, Sam?
That's almost exactly what I was about to say, by the way.
Muffin, you're so close now, Muffin. So close to that berry bush.
I don't want to be alone anymore.
You won't be, Muffin. You'll be with your family, the way you are supposed to be. All you gotta do is come to me in the swamp. Deep in the swamp, Muffin.
Like that way?
You point, I don't know why directions are important. You point southwest, and he's like, yeah, that way, Muffin. And, you take off that way. Do you want to make any of the fiend moves? So,
Oh, I gotta read these.
ooh, okay, actually, face off. Oh, this is one called face off. When you are confronted by the fiend, roll minus fear. So, can you make that roll one more time?
That's bad.
5, 2. Oof. So that's a total of 3.
Okay. So add 1 fear and 1 experience.
And it makes a threat and a future promise.
It says that on this move, it makes a threat and a future promise. The promise, of course, was when he said that you get your family back.
What happens when I'm at max fear?
Uh-oh.
You're very afraid?
I think that means, yeah, she is moving towards the swamp.
Yep.
I wasn't really. Oh gosh, oh no.
Jeez.
Oh.
Oh, jeez, man. Yes, you do in fact move towards the swamp, and you hear a little centipedal voice in your head saying, "Don't mess this up, Muffins, or else you'll never see your family again."
I think she starts to cry because she's so scared, and she jumps at every sound, and she's just holding Esther, and she's walking, and then she hears like a branch snap, and she screams and starts running, and she'll like trip and try to catch Esther and push herself back up, crawl for a little bit and start running, and she's just moving. Just pure fear.
Yes.
And classic Snow White lost in the woods type of scenario.
Except it's that sad kid cry when they're just distressed and they're just running and they're all snot-nosed.
And as you run, your whole world goes black. But only for a moment. Okay. As you're given kind of a sudden jolt of coldness and dampness. And you realize something's fallen on your face. Not anything heavy, just something light has fallen in front of your eyes. And as you take it off, you realize that it's a brown leaf. Which, it should be noted, is not something you've ever seen before in the Maywood.
We don't have big leaves.
Oh yeah, the Maywood's always
it's
summer.
A perpetual summer.
That's upsetting.
Mm-hmm. That's a good omen, right?
we're going to move back over to our boys. All right, boys, you are moving through the woods at a motivated pace, let's call it. Can you make another wood move for me?
Motivated by getting hit by a broom.
Whee!
I imagine that you're still just like going
pinballing.
through the woods.
Bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing, bing.
Who made the wood move last time?
We don't have wood.
I believe that
moves.
was me.
So Dylan, you go ahead and make the wood move, please.
How does the wood move work?
The wood move, it works by rolling the 2d6s and subtracting your fear and adding
Minus
your
the
hope.
Fear, add the hope. Let's see. I rolled a 2 and a 2.
Ah.
-3 for fear. +2 for hope. So I got a 3.
Huh.
Cool.
Yeah, right. It's great.
All right. You are running through the woods, and you hear the very distant, familiar cry of Muffin. What do you do?
I gear. I kind of, however you can steer a turtle, I try to
Right.
move him that way towards the scream.
And we ricochet off of a tree and change direction
I
towards where we hear
imagine
the scream.
y'all are just kind of sliding downhill and like bonking into trees, like your little feet
Yeah.
are retracted.
More realistically, yeah, where he's sort of like sledding me downhill through the woods.
And as you do that, you feel something move beneath your feet. Many little somethings.
It's
As-
bugs.
Several cockroaches and centipedes form into a small but sinister-looking conglomeration,
You're the worst.
and they start to make their way towards you, directly, kind of in the way of what you were aiming for.
And I slam the lid of my thing shut and go inside.
You said cockroaches and what?
Just all manner of nasty. What's that term?
A conglomerate
Creepy
of creepy crawlies.
Thank you.
A congress of creepy crawlies.
Just like the United States government. Da, 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 da. Cut that part out.
Yeah, I think at this point, Puddles is actually starting to get fed up with this fiend nonsense.
Only
It's
just
just
now,
like-
huh?
He sort of skids to a stop. Actually, I don't even think he would skid to a stop. He
Run
would
him
like,
over.
Yeah,
yeah, he would poke his head out. I was like, I'm not afraid of bugs, and then just plow through them.
Boy,
Yippee-ki-yay.
okay. I love that. Okay. In that case, what move would that be? That would be a cause mischief roll, I
Brace.
think, right? Or brace.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do?
Aren't they both plus steam?
Cause mischief is steam. Brace yourself is noodle.
Okay, it's the same either way. I've got +1 to either. So I guess we'll say,
Let's say cause mischief.
yeah, because he's being defiant about it.
Yeah, it's
I
fair.
love it. Yes, please do.
Introducing physical calamity to a situation, that counts, yeah.
That was a 7.
Okay.
A 7?
Oh,
Yeah.
you get to put me
All
in
right.
peril.
Something goes awry.
Oh.
How does it go? Describe it.
I fall off.
Ooh, yeah, that would be. I feel like so instead of smashing through it, they just sort of like shift into a ramp shape.
Ooh.
And he just flies off of it, but he loses Jake in the process.
All right. You fly off to a comically far distance, but I will give you +1 hope because that took some gumption.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
Putting that down.
Our boy's got gumption.
Jake,
Yo.
It's got chutzpah.
Yeah.
you are now alone with the creepity crawlity. You just hear it say, "You came to the wrong wood, boy."
This is the only one I know.
I literally gained sentience here.
Yeah. I became a real boy here.
You're gonna lose sentience here too.
Oh, no.
Ah!
And
What do you do?
I'm hiding in my box. I am just whoop, tucked up as
Did you just say
tight
you
a
were going
ball
to
as I can.
unalive him?
Yeah, you did.
Roll a brace
Literally.
yourself check,
Brace
I guess.
myself.
Actually using that
Plus
appropriately.
noodle. Oh yeah, I made that 0 instead of negative now. That's great. Okay. 8.
8. All right. Choose one. You avoid the incoming harm but create a ruckus, environmental danger, or other complication of your choice. Or you take the harm, but doing so renders the source temporarily inert.
Well, if I take one more harm, I'm incapacitated, so let's not take the harm.
Okay. So you brace yourself, and you avoid the incoming harm, and here's what that looks like. The creepy crawlies swarm the box, and you just hear, like, outside the box, because you're all tucked inside. But you remember one very helpful trait of the box.
Escape hatch.
The escape hatch. And so you bounce out of the escape hatch
Out the side.
and just dart towards the direction you saw Puddles going in.
So now I'm just a little felt boy on a spring hopping through the...
Yes, leaving that box behind. Now,
That's probably symbolic of something.
Yeah, I become a finger puppet now instead of a Jake in the box. It's okay.
a Jake out of the box.
Oh,
Now he's just Jake.
just Jake.
He's not Jake in the box anymore. He has become Jake.
Now, our boy, Puddles, you land kind of a quarter of your shell encrusted in the muddy... I almost said floor. It's not the floor. The muddy ground of the forest.
Forest floor is a thing.
It's not a situation I haven't found myself in before.
But you look up and see a familiar face.
Is it the vulture?
Please tell me it's
One
the
that
vulture.
you've not seen for a while. It's not Muffin. It's not Jake. It's not Esther. But who is it?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah,
Is
like
it
We
the,
know who it is. We know who
you
it
can.
is. It's our dear. It's our
I'm-
dear boating boy.
Yeah, it's got to be
Yes.
it's got to be the boat right,
Oh,
whose name I unfortunately can't remember.
The
Quentin.
boat
That's
bird.
it.
Yeah, Quentin. It's got to be Quentin.
All
If
right.
what if I had said it was the guy that always yells, "Look, a talking turtle."
Keep rowing.
It just becomes an important character here at the very end.
You could have. You could have.
No,
It's not too late.
Quentin makes way more sense.
Yeah.
All right. Quentin, you run into his leg, and he's like, well, actually, you land right there. He's like, what you doing, boy?
I don't have a lot of time to explain, so I'll say this as quickly as possible. I'm looking for Muffin.
Are you now? And as he says that, you just hear a boing, 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 boing coming closer to you.
Ding, 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 ding.
As Jake, you land there and see the two very tall legs of Quentin, the boatwright.
Oh, thank God. We need a way. We need a way to find Muffin. She's gone. She's ran away. We don't know what's going on, but it's not good. We got it. We need help, man.
All right.
I already brought him up to speed.
Oh, okay, good. I lost my
Okay.
box.
And he says, okay. He says, oh, well, slow down, fellas. I assure you it'll all be okay. But
I don't know about that.
Well, just in case, here, take this. And he reaches inside a satchel that's by his side and removes one tool or item. What do you want it to be?
Bug spray.
Just a gun. No. Just an
I
AK-47.
cast gun.
If only.
Just a grenade.
That would solve a lot
If
of
you
our
haven't,
problems.
you you should watch the movie Wizards by Ralph Bakshi.
Yes,
It
yes.
literally ends like
It's
that.
true.
But yeah, no, I feel like a can of bug spray would be or like one of those bug bombs that they put under
Oh,
your
heck yeah.
house.
Ooh. What's like
A
the
citronella
19th...
candle.
That. He gives you a citronella candle, and he kind of just
I like
snaps
the
his fingers.
symbolism of that.
Yeah, it's great.
Snaps his fingers, and it lights up. Hopefully that'll help you. Now, your girl.
And they just sort of like mush it into place on
Yes.
on
The shell.
Puddles' shell.
That's the way to do it. Your girl went that way. She went
What
into the
way?
swamp. That way. And he kind of points southwest. I remembered. And as you look, the green of the forest begins to turn orange and brown the further down the path.
browning.
Yeah.
But you don't have much time. You gotta head there. You gotta keep her from handing over Esther. If she hands over Esther, well, let's just say that's bad news for you and for me.
And for you, huh? But what about me? She's my.
Well,
I'm her toy.
You're the part of the collective you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't understand grammar. I'd only gained sentence less than a week ago.
That's
You look,
perfectly
he's
all
got a
right.
watch on.
Yeah, I got this.
It is
when I was at
also
the toy
felt.
shop.
It is not changed.
Yeah, it's part of my body.
It was under the swimsuit.
Yeah, it's a little pocket watch.
Puddles looks up at Quentin. He's like, "Thanks, Quentin. You know what? You birds aren't all bad."
Oh,
And then he starts hustling.
What's the point? Is that points for overcoming fear?
I would
Like-
say so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Add another
Puddles-
point of hope.
Puddles is just
reduce your fear by
too
1.
fed up at this point
And
to be
maybe
afraid of anything.
remove a fear for
Yeah,
him.
reduce fear by 1. Yeah.
You can either choose to reduce a fear or add a hope. Which one do you want to do?
Functionally, they're the same, but we'll say reduce
Yeah,
fear.
if you have more fear, though, that's very helpful, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Or at least as far as I'm concerned, they're functionally the same.
Actually,
Once you reach full hope, you go home.
which one of you?
mechanically?
No, you have the chance to roll the wood thing, and then that can, being at full hope, gives you the best chance to go home in the wood roll. But that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mechanics.
Right.
was it you, Puddles, who made the promise to Quentin, or was it you, Jake?
Which promise?
One of y'all made a promise to Quentin.
I think it was.
We
were
was
both
a year and
there.
a half ago, my dude. I don't know.
I think it was.
Oh,
I think it
man.
might have been Jake.
Yeah, I think you're right. Basically, just to keep your friends from falling to the fiend.
Yeah.
And Quentin looks at you. He says, "Oh dear, that's not quite a. You're Jake
Yeah,
out of the
because he-
box."
Because Quentin was talking to Jake first, and then Puddle showed up, and he was like, "Oh, hey, Quentin."
Well, now you're Jake out of the box, and he kind of looks around
Yeah.
and he reaches up and finds like
You could
a
just
large.
call me Jake. That's easier to remember.
Well,
Less of a mouthful.
okay. Well, here, take this, and he kind of like grabs a large walnut from off one of the trees, and kind of just like puts you on top of it, and like screws you in just a little bit to make your jumping better. I don't know if that makes any sense.
So
I
you've
a
got
Jake in the
so you've
nut
got a
now?
weight on the bottom.
Yeah, it's like a boom, 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 boom. It's like plunger shaped almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you a larger base from which to project. Now you're Jake Walnut. Walnut Jake.
I'm a Jake in a nut.
You're something. And
You're
that-
something.
That's something.
with
That's
that,
what my mom told me too.
Quentin just says, "Go get him, old sport," and he kind of flaps off. And you two continue to dash your way into the swamp. Muffin, you are now in the swamp, and as you get further and further into this deep, dank, and increasingly chilly part of the forest, your progress begins to slow because the ground around you is getting so muddy and hard to traverse.
Squelch. Squelch. Squelch.
We finally reached the point where Puddles is the fastest one in the party.
Yeah, for reals.
Oof.
And you look around you, Muffin, and you see many a large tree with hollowed out holes all over. Just all around you, all manner of trees, all with crevices and holes and crannies that would be perfect for small creatures to hide in.
Like bugs.
Bugs. Or in this,
Like
you
me?
might be a little. You could
Esther,
probably
maybe.
Yeah, Esther could probably work, but
Please
more
don't put Esther
importantly,
in a hole.
you
It seems like it seems like what the fiend might want you to do.
yeah. That's a sacrificial hole.
you see a small creature poking its head out from one of the holes, and two large golden eyes gleam at you. Ow. You see it go. Hey.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
Ah!
Is it a frog?
What's up? And you see it's a small lizard with very large golden eyes.
Yas.
Oh, cute.
What's up?
Uh, um, uh,
Hey, would you stop?
uh, uh,
Hey! Stop screaming.
I'll try.
Thank you. Now, I don't know why you're screaming, but I would ask you to please stay silent.
Silent.
When you
Amazing.
This is the best character in the whole season.
I can picture it so clearly.
Why
and
did it
it's
have to
so
come at the
cute.
end?
When we needed him most. Sorry, what were you saying, narrator?
Anyway, I don't know why you're crying, but can you please just not? I mean, I'm sorry, but like, okay. Mom told me to say, why are you crying?
Why am I crying?
Yeah, why are you crying?
Because I'm scared and all alone.
Well, you're not alone. You got a little kid right there,
I guess.
and I'm
But,
here.
like, she's just a baby. She can't. She's just a baby. She can't talk or play games or nothing.
Ah.
All I can do is take care of her and keep her out of trouble.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
0 out of 10 stars, babies blow.
Would not recommend.
Oh man. Well, hey. I don't know why you're so deep in the woods. I mean, it's pretty sketchy out here.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting cold too. I mean, do you have any place that you can kind of go to and stay safe?
I don't have any place. I'm lost.
Oh, well, where are you trying to get to?
Home? I don't know where home is anymore.
Oh, well,
It used to be with my mom and dad, but they were never around anymore. Always working.
oh well. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks. She'll squelch, 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 and like get stuck for a second and like just about lose her hiking boot before she comes and plops down and sits by the little lizard. My name's Muffin, by the way. What's your name?
And he kind of like looks around awkwardly. My name's Sammy.
It's nice to meet you, Sammy.
Yeah. Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Not like
Not a rhetorical.
not like an existential question. Just like a why are you here?
Please say
Extra
rhetorical in
stencil?
that voice.
Yeah.
Extra stencil.
I'm
Extra
begging you to
stencil.
stay rhetorical.
Like, for instance, Rene Descartes said, I think that you know what, never
For
mind.
the philosophy hour with Sammy.
Would watch.
Well, you know what? I was in the middle of taking a nap, so I'm gonna go back to that accident.
Please don't go away. I'm really lonely. And I'm
You see the literal biggest eye roll as his eyes are very large.
well, that's not very nice.
I was trying to be subtle.
He licks his
Face
eyes.
is all eyeballs. It's really hard for you to subtly roll your eyes.
Well, you say you're trying to get home?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can ask Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson helps me find out things that I don't know about. So
Is
maybe Mr. Wilson can help you.
volleyball?
Yeah. I was gonna go
Oh,
talk
Mr.
to someone who's
Wilson.
probably a lot less nice, and I don't know if I want to talk to him, but it feels like I don't have any choice anymore.
Mr. Wilson!
Mr. Wilson!
I'm trying to figure out
And-
if this is a Dennis the Menace or a Castaway thing.
It's Dennis the Menace.
And you see a large head poke out of one of the trees higher up, and you just hear go, "Whoo!" And two large eyes of an owl kind of poke out at you. Hey, Mr. Wilson.
Is this a Big Eyes convention?
You see a red-eyed tree frog pop out next. Mr. Wilson, she needs help. Who? Her.
Me!
Who?
Me!
Who? Who?
What?
Abbott and Costello.
How can I help you, child?
Mr. Wilson, I'm trying to get me and this baby home, but I don't know how to get home. I'm lost and alone, and I don't know what to do. I just know that I'm scared.
And you can hear him go like humming and humming for a minute while his whole head just rotates in a complete circle.
It's a very weird part of the woods.
Well, where are your kin from, child?
I
I don't think she knows. What? I don't think she knows.
Northeast?
She's
I think we lived in Vermont. And our street
Vermont.
was long.
There's only one in Vermont.
if you're in Vermont, it's probably called Maple Street.
No, that's not it.
And as you have this rambling conversation, you hear a plop, 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 and a as your two long lost friends make their way down the path,
It's
and
us.
you finally make eye contact.
Yay!
Muffin,
Jake?
there you are.
Puddles?
It's
You
Esther and
you
Muffin.
came to find me?
Of course we did. We weren't just gonna let you be out here by yourself.
Not at all. What kind of friends would we be?
Yeah. We're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, you guys. And she's going to sweep them up in a big hug.
Oh.
Be careful, this candle is hot.
Oh, there's a candle on your back.
Two little felt arms just like grab your arm.
Aw.
And I think this is the first time in a long while that you've actually seen a source of light. And I think that makes a bit of an impact on you, Muffin. And so you can deduct one fear having been reunited with your friends.
Yay.
That's nice.
But the thought lingers in your minds. Friends are good. But family is best.
What about found family?
You guys,
Yeah,
I have
friends
some
are the family
truths
that you
to
make for
tell.
yourself.
I mean, true. I don't know. I kind of lied. I kind of forgot. But the thing is, I actually do have a mommy and poppy.
I thought you were a child of the bush.
No, I'm a child of Vermont. Which
That's the
is more
episode title.
like pine trees than bushes.
Okay. Well,
Um,
do you want to find that mommy and poppy?
yeah. And the only way I figured out how was by helping the rot.
You mean the spooky, like, creepy
The really
creepy
spooky bug
crawlies?
man. He's like a man made of bugs.
Ugh.
I don't like
Oh,
him.
we ran into part of him on the way here.
Ugh.
I'm a
Quite literally.
Ugh.
pardon my language, but I am done with him.
Puddles.
Me too. He wants to take Esther, and I think I might
Wait,
be
why
a
does he
bad
want-
person because I was thinking about doing it.
Muffin, you can't.
You're not a
take-
bad person, Muffins.
Why?
We know that,
Why?
and you know that.
And I want Esther to get home too.
I have an idea.
Yeah?
If we can't find your mommy and poppy, because it's been who knows how long since you've seen them.
At least 3 days.
Yeah, at least 3 for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Forever.
Esther has a mommy and poppy that we came from, and I'm sure they'd be willing to help. So worst case scenario, we can find you a family. You can be our family.
Thanks, guys.
Puddles pipes up. I'm not sure where your mommy and poppy are. And I'm not sure where Esther's mommy and poppy are. But one thing I am sure of is that the rot does not actually want to help you find any of them.
No.
Yeah.
I think it wants a baby.
Ugh.
I don't know why it wants a baby, but I'm sure it's not good because he's creepy, crawly, and nasty.
Yeah. He just likes destroying new things and making things bad and gross. And we're not going to let that happen, right, Esther?
Bah! Bah!
What does Esther say, Sam?
Bah!
Yeah, tell us.
Bah! Do you hear any of that? That's what. She's a baby. She's not able to speak. She just coos quietly. Bah!
Bleh.
No.
Just bleh.
Just the snot bubble goes
Spits
"Ooh."
up.
Bleh.
Now, while you're all talking, none of you have really registered any of your surroundings, but Puddles, you actually find yourself back on your home street.
Whoa.
And
I have a
Puddles?
home street.
yeah, kind of.
In Vermont.
And you see kind of one of your neighbors, Sammy, just sitting on a log awkwardly next to Muffins. What's up, Puddles?
Oh, hey, Sammy. Long time no see.
Woo!
You keeping your eyes moist?
Always. And he just like one eye closed slowly and the other one and like just blinks really
Just-
unsettlingly.
Yeah, they just slow blink at each other for a second.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here. Good to see you guys. Well, see you,
Thanks,
Puddles.
Sammy.
See you later, Sammy.
Yeah.
I'll be back once we help Muffins and Esther get home.
You keep telling yourself that.
Haha. That Sammy, he's such a card.
I didn't know you knew Sammy. Also, I didn't know Sammy until like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And as you're all talking, you begin to reminisce and explain the events that have happened over the past few days. And then you come to a horrible realization. Esther, who was sitting next to you just a moment ago,
Ah, crap.
is no longer there. And
Am I
as you look around and scan around, you see a small pink speck in the distance being carried off what seems like a small black cloud.
No, the bugs.
How'd they get Esther right out from under our noses?
Forwards!
Maybe it's because Puddles doesn't have a nose. Forwards!
I can still smell.
Bring back that baby!
I'm already bouncing away. I'm already bouncing right after. I'm
Squelch,
like,
squelch,
"Whoa!"
squelch, squelch.
I'm not fast like this. Someone pick me up.
I got you. Jake under one arm, Puddles under the other. She is squelching her way through. She just kicks off a hiking boot when it gets stuck and she's running.
See ya, Puddles. See ya, Puddles. Sorry, I forgot the owl's voice.
Sammy's already gone.
What was the owl's name? Mr. Wilson?
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson.
See you later, Mr. Wilson.
Not now, Arctic Puffin. And with that being said, I want Puddles. No, not Puddles. Muffin and Jake to gain a hope. bravely charging into the fray.
I got hope.
And as you charge deeper into the forest, the camera pans out and sees a very large woman and a very skinny small man hiking. And you just hear the man say, Mother, look! There's a woman carrying all sorts of small contraptions on her. Keep rowing or walk. Keep walking.
Keep roping.
Keep roping.
Nailing the ropes into the wall.
Keep roping. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let you, as a group, make one more wood move
Okay.
as you charge into the deepest part of the Maywood to try to rescue Esther.
Gotta get the baby.
All right.
I like the idea of combining our group hope and fear.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
could we do that real fast?
Yeah.
How much hope do you have, Rebecca Muffins?
I have net -1 because I have 4 fear
No
and
net.
3 hope.
All right, -1. +3 for Dylan.
No. I was just counting hope. I'm at an even 0.
All right. What about you, Puddles?
I'm at a net +2.
Nice.
Okay. We're at a +1 for a wood check, which is great. Cam, would you mind rolling that?
Sure will.
Roll good, roll good.
Come on. Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Baby needs
Nice.
to not
That's
be
an
devoured
11.
by
Holy
bugs.
cow.
Ooh, boy.
Dubs. Rolled double fives.
All right. So, you see a clearing ahead, a kind of a break in the swamp, and the water beneath your feet kind of drains out, and you go into a small patch of dry land. You can still only barely see Esther in a distance. But, Muffin, there is a small item on the ground that you think will be very useful.
It's a
What is it?
It's a gun. Picks up the Glock. Guns aren't useful against bugs.
Muffin's got the strap.
Oh, but she does though, because she picks up an electric, if it may be, electric fly swatter.
Oh my gosh.
I'll give you a normal fly swatter. How about that?
All right,
I
I'll
think
take it.
I can stick a
Or
battery on it.
camp,
We can
a
make
little
this work.
camp bug zapper. Nah, we'll just go with the fly swatter.
Yeah, let's go with the fly swatter. I really like that.
Like a
you,
sword out of the stone, but it's a swatter out of the muck. She swing, pulls out the fly swatter.
It's like half rusted.
It's a metal fly swatter?
Oh, the
got,
handle's
well,
always
the
metal,
handle's
you know?
Is it?
Yeah, it's got like
Yeah.
a wire handle. My
Yeah.
my
Flexible.
parents have like my dad calls it the vintage fly swatter. This is probably like from the 70s or 80s. It's literally just like a wire handle with a mesh on the end of it. It's exactly what I'm picturing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And with that, you know that the next few steps you take will take you into the deepest and seemingly dankest part of this forest. Does anyone have any words of encouragement at this time?
We're with you.
Together as one.
You have
Even
my
if we
shell.
get separated, we're never
my
really
spring.
alone.
That's right, Muffins. So
And
let's go get
sometimes-
Esther back.
For little kids, you just gotta push through. Let's go!
And each of you subtract 1 fear as you charge deeper into the forest.
Puddles is now down to 0 fear.
Down to 2.
Nice.
All right. So, you march, and were it not for the candle, you probably wouldn't be able to see anything until you come to the deepest part of the forest, where you hear a swirling, vacuous noise in front of you. And you see Esther at long last, dangling from a black, tendrily spider web far above you. And beneath her, in the mud, is this small, rotating whirlpool with little tendrils and pincers sticking out of it. And on the other side of the whirlpool, it's probably about 10 or 20 feet wide. You see the very tall figure of the fiend. Why, hello, Muffin. I'm afraid you haven't held up your end of the deal.
Deal's off, Icky Man.
Ooh.
Ooh.
She puts Puddles on her head with the candle on top of him, and she brandishes the fly swatter and says, I think it's time that you got whacked.
What do you do, Jake?
I put on a gangster hat like the old Italian mafia, and I was like, yeah, get whacked.
The prop we never knew he had.
Hiding in the box this whole time, but I kept it with me.
He kept it from the bear one shot.
You almost hear a little bit of a laugh come from the fiend. Just, Do you really think this is wise? buddy?"
Nope.
And
I'm like 8. I don't have wisdom. I've just got gumption.
the figure kind of dissipates, and you just see bits and pieces making its way around the whirlpool towards you. And
My
you
gumption
hear a
is
voice.
failing.
You hear a voice coming from all around you, saying, "Muffin, is this really the step you want to take? Is this how you want to lose both your family and your life, Muffin?"
I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs. And she starts smacking at the ground, but she's not getting anywhere close.
You're only a small toy, Jake. Do you think this is the best way to spend your limited time?
With Esther and my friends? Yeah.
And you, Puddles. If you were afraid of birds, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Uh-oh.
Puddles looks up at him and says, as the hawk said to the rabbit, I'm over you. And then he taps Muffins on the head and says, throw me.
Oh!
And gestures up at the spider web.
Yes.
All right. She's going to do a spinning wind up.
Do you want to do a brace yourself or a cause mischief check?
Which one doesn't
Always
use
the
steam?
cause mischief.
Cause the best kind of mischief. I'm going to give you advantage because you are using the citronella candle.
I was going to
Oh,
say
yeah.
also, like, most of our problems in this campaign have been solved by throwing a turtle.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You have to toss me.
All right, make a very important
All right.
check, Puddles.
Here we go. 2 plus 3 minus 1. I'm going to use my last wish.
Oh, okay.
to
And I
make
got
it-
a 9 plus 1 on my end.
Okay, so let's take it from Muffins first. With your throwing, you're using a wish. What does that look like?
It looks like this little girl who is not at all strong is trying to toss this big, heavy turtle tortoise fella. Turtle. And she's spinning, and she's getting ready to swing, and she just squeezes her eyes shut. And she remembers nights by the campfire when the dark wasn't scary, but it was pretty. And she remembers all the nasty bugs and mosquitoes that would bother her. And how her dad would light a citronella candle and be like, stay close to the fire. Because, bugs, they don't like fire. They don't like smoke. And then she shoots him off and throws him with all her strength.
I love that. Take away one fear as the bravery courses through your veins and you gain one hope.
Yeah!
And with that being said, I suppose, Cam, you can roll with double advantage because she had such a great success and you already have a fire on your back. So I guess roll 4 dice, take the highest 2.
Take them all.
Okay.
All
All right,
the
so
dice.
that was a 6 and a 3 and a 5 and a 1. So I got an 11 plus 1, so I maxed out at 12.
All right. Things go according to your plan and you create an advantageous situation for yourself. What does that look like?
So as Puddles sails up through the air, he reaches up and he grabs the candle off of his back so that he can direct it, and he just arcs below the spider web and just like lights the bits of it that are holding it together up, and then he yells down at Jake and Muffins, "Catch!" And as Esther just falls out of the tree.
I hold up my little felt arms that they're going to do anything.
Jake, make a brace yourself.
Oh, I can't catch this thing.
Come on, Jake.
Spring stronger than you've ever sprung before.
Brace yourself is a 5.
All right,
Esther.
you catch Esther, and you prevent any harm from befalling her.
That's good. And
But
I'm
not
unconscious now,
yourself.
by the way.
And
Julie just lands on me and knocks me out.
Yeah,
as
we're about to have a heroic sacrifice.
Esther and Jake lay there, Jake not responding, and as the turtle Puddles is kind of making his way down from awkwardly landing on the other side of the whirlpool. For the first
the
time,
whirlpool made up of bugs or
Bugs
like
and mud.
just energy.
it's like mud. It's like a muddy whirlpool with like bugs and all sorts of flotsam and jetsam sticking out of it.
Okay.
For the first time ever, you're facing down the fiend, which you've done before, Muffin, but you're facing down the fiend and you're feeling strong. What do you do next?
I look up at the fire that's catching on the spider webs, and I look up at the brown leaves, and I point with my fly swatter and say, "Uh-oh, Mr. Rot. You know what leaves do? Dry, brown, dead leaves? They make great tinder, just like bad little bugs."
And the branch above him just kind of like bursts into a small flame and falls down onto him, and you hear this ear-piercing, like bugs and cockroaches all around you just cry out in agonizing
That's the
pain.
worst sound.
And we're suddenly silenced.
And after a moment, the area clears and bugs are scattering in all directions. And all you can really make out from the one candle that's kind of like at a cockeyed angle because Puddles is still kind of adjusting his stance. You just see what looks like a gaunt, drowned man crawling deeper into the forest.
Ugh. That's
But with that, you have your Esther, and you are able to make your way back.
Jake? Jake? He looks
Jake,
kind of
you
smushed.
okay, buddy?
We gotta get him to the toy maker. Let's go.
Puddles grabs the spring in his mouth. He's just dragging Jake along the ground.
No, hold on. I'll scoop him up, and he's already flattened, so I'll just very gently fold him over and tuck him in the pocket of my overalls. This little spring, his little bent spring sticking out.
I think while you're doing that, Jake,
yeah.
you see through squinting eyes, and it's almost as though your life has been a river, and rivers begin and rivers also end. And to you, it does feel like something's coming to an end.
My sentience.
But as you look around, you see the small beaming face of Esther, safe and secure.
Ah. My quest is complete.
No.
You look up to your friends, and what do you say, if anything?
I give him a little felt thumbs up, and I say, "We did good, guys. Thanks
You
for
did
the adventure."
the best, Jake.
You did good, Jake.
And suddenly, the life leaves those small felt eyes.
Jake?
And you just look at the blank expression on this little felt doll.
He's gone.
I think he did what he came here to do, Muffins.
Not yet.
He's-
Esther's not home. He can't leave yet.
Esther is safe and sound, and the fiend is nowhere to be seen. Muffin, you can add a hope and take away another fear.
That takes me to 5 hope.
With that being said, what's your hope at, Cam?
My hope is at 3 with no fear.
Okay. So I want you guys to roll one final wood check. Who did the last one?
That was me.
Okay, then Muffin, you think your time here is done. Make one final wood check.
Y'all, I just rolled 1 twice.
Golly.
Yikes.
Well, thankfully, Puddles has 1 wish left. And he knows exactly what he wants to wish for. He pictures his childhood as a little baby turtle, barely the size of a quarter, growing up next to a little lizard hatchling being watched over by a wise old owl. And he thinks about all those summer days spent going up and down the May stream. And he knows that Esther and Muffin still have countless days like that ahead of them. And so he kind of closes his eyes and he takes the candle and sort of he shines it through the darkness, and then it goes out, but the light doesn't go away. Now the light is distant, and you can see the light at the edge of the Maywood back into the what would we call it? The real world, the waking world. And we hear 2 adult voices calling for Muffin, or calling whatever Muffin's real name is. We
What
don't
is it,
actually know.
Rebecca?
I think it's Meredith.
We hear two adult voices calling out Meredith's name.
That
And Puddles turns around and goes, I think they're looking for you.
they're looking for me.
I bet they're looking for Esther too.
Yeah. I'll take Jake too. Esther's still gonna need Jake even if Jake's not here anymore, but this is your home, Puddles. Is this goodbye?
I don't think so. The river will always be here.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find me.
She's gonna kneel down and give Puddles a big hug and say, yeah, see you next summer, Puddles.
I'll be wearing a red shirt. And he sort of adjusts his Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. She'll
And
scoop
so-
up Esther and in one arm and crumple Jake in the other, and she'll start walking towards her streetlight.
And so, Jake, having protected your friends, you are escorted back to your home. Puddles, you bid goodbye to your best friends, but you go off to probably go make some more. And Muffins, you go off to find your family. The end.
Join us next time as we do a retrospective.
If you're not crying at the end of this episode, just go ahead and unsubscribe.
You don't belong here. Leave.
We don't want your kind.
We don't want your kind.
That was
wait, please
lovely.
don't.
Thank
Wait.
you for narrating, Sam.
Oh, that was lovely. We actually have a map of the Maywood, but that's been painted by one of our listeners that I gotta send to you guys. Now that our adventure is done, I can actually scan it and send it.
And we can put it on our
Awesome.
social as well.
Yeah, so thank you, Emma Brown, for that. That'll be up. I hope you all enjoyed our season of the Maywood. I know it is a little bit late coming, but I think it was worth the wait. We're going to be back here for a retrospective in the next episode. So if you have any questions about our creative process or recommendations or anything you'd want us to talk about, please send us recommendations or whatever to our Facebook account or to our Gmail. We would love to hear from you. But guys,
What's our Gmail,
you
Sam?
want to
Is it
remind
gonna
them
be
of our email?
the
Yeah.
doobly-doo?
oh yeah, it's in the doobly-doo,
Yeah.
but it is also minionsandmisfits@gmail. It's pretty
Well,
easy.
doobly-doo is a reference
Also,
I haven't heard in a
I
very
think
long time.
I think a season finale is a good time to make a announcement.
Mhm.
Also, as you listeners know, Rebecca started off in this season as a guest voice,
Guest
as a
artist.
guest player at our table. But after some thought and some decision making on everybody's part, she's finishing the season out as a full-time host for Minions and Misfits. So everybody welcome Rebecca as the fourth host of our wonderful podcast.
Thanks, you guys. I'm really excited.
Look forward to some great content coming out of her wonderful brain and her wonderful voice.
It's
So
not,
we're
it's
looking
not
forward
just
to it,
because
too.
she's more talented than all of us put together.
No, it's just that we just realized what a garbage fire we'd be if she left. So no,
Yeah,
but
exciting stuff for next week. Yeah, send all your questions to
Absolutely.
minionsandmisfits@gmail.com.
Yes, please.
And we'll talk to you guys next time, man.
See y'all next time.
we will
Well,
see you
not
guys.
literally because this is a podcast and I don't know
Yeah.
who you are, listener, but
Don't ruin the
See you
magic.
in the funny papers.
Thank you for joining us in the Maywood.